Good evening. Are we on the internet?
Yeah.
Apparently we're on the internet. Welcome to Talks Machina. I am your host, Brian Wayne Foster, and tonight we will be discussing literally the longest episode of Critical Role to date. We'll also be giving out our GIF of the Week and Fan Art of the Week prizes, answering your questions with my guests, Gil Ramirez, Matthew Mercer, Marisha Ray, Travis Willingham. All that and more tonight on Talks Machina. Hit it, Denise. I told her I've never seen that guy before in my life. She said, "That's your dad." I said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Poor Pops.
Good evening, we're back. Same show as before the animated intro. Please welcome my guest, the last person you want to be fucked by, Gil Ramirez.
Yeah, Gil! Don't fuck us, Gil!
Don't fuck us, Gil.
I'll try not to.
Matt, Marisha, Travis, the usuals. The usual gang. How is everybody?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm really good.
Really?
I got an enema about an hour before the show.
So you look lighter on your feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
One?
What's that?
Coffee? Coffee
Ooh,
enema?
peachberry schnapps.
Oh, nice.
That sounds like that would sting.
That sounds painful.
Yeah. You guys should go by Tarzana sometime. Hey, guess what? We have a sponsor tonight.
Hey!
And it is none other than our friends at Loot Crate. Hey! Check out their
Sponsoring
fancy
everyone.
new logo, too. That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Guys,
Nice.
Loot Crate is sponsoring our show tonight. We have a Loot Wear box as the giveaway for our GIF of the Week coming up very soon. Stay tuned. March theme for Loot Crate?
Yeah.
Guess it.
Mystic.
Nope.
Mysticism. Love.
Far Cry
9.
Man.
Primal.
Far Cry 9. That's the theme of March Loot Crate. A game that will not come out until the Earth has been decimated. No, it's Primal.
Primal.
It's Primal.
That's right.
Brands include X-Men, hot right now. You got your Logan, you got your Legion.
Yeah.
You've also got the comics.
Yeah.
So good.
Legion is so good. Overwatch, Diva for Life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard of that game.
Symmetra, my girl.
Symmetra, your girl.
Keep saying what you want.
Holy shit, that one was free.
That was free. And off camera. Predator. Big fan of the Predator franchise. Promo link. I didn't know what to call it. Trilogy?
Yeah. Yeah, franchise.
Promo link about to pop up on the screen. LootCrate.com/Critical Role is your promo code. No, that's the link. The code is Critical Role, all one word, for 10% off your first month. Thank you, Loot Crate, for sponsoring the show.
Sam's always a hard act to follow. Don't feel bad.
Listen,
Wow.
I was a born follower. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, Talks Machina After Dark is a thing that exists. Last week on the show, Marisha Tallison, who else was on last week? Liam
Liam. And
sang
Kit.
the entire musical to Cats, while Kit Buss played keyboard from England.
Yes.
This week on Talks Machina After Dark, Travis Willingham shaves a hairless cat. Please join us.
Is
There's
it
a separate.
Jellicle Cat?
It is.
I will die.
There's a separate chat
will
room
die.
for Talks Machina After Dark, and it is called Talks Machina Question Submissions. Is that right, Courtney? Yes, it is. You're welcome, America. Please submit your questions in that chat room so Courtney can get them to us for the Talks Machina After Dark segment. Wednesday Club, tomorrow, noon to 2, Twitch and Alpha. Watch it. Tallison's new show. We love it. We're excited about it. He gave me $500 to say that.
Nice.
Geek and Sundry 2-year anniversary stream is this weekend.
Yes.
We're going from 7 p.m. Friday with Gather Your Party and Robot Teammate, and going all the way till 8 p.m. Saturday.
Whoa.
We've got great content all weekend, and we are raising money for A26LA.
Yeah.
86.
A lot of us will be there.
A lot of us will be there.
Yeah.
Most of us, I would say, probably will show up at some point,
At some
right?
point, yeah.
A26LA is an awesome charity that we all love and support.
Yay.
It supports confidence, creativity in kids through writing. If you want to see Critical Role, folks, a lot of them are going to be playing Mansions of Madness.
Damn right. One of our favorite board games of all time.
Starting
Yay.
at 1 p.m. Saturday?
1 p.m. Saturday.
1 p.m. Saturday.
I'll be there at 11 though, guesting on another show. So
Which
yeah.
show?
Eric's to be determined RPG.
Oh, nice.
It's a continuation of a Friday show.
You're guessing
Check
on
it out.
there?
Check it out. It'll be fun.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We'll have giveaways, all sorts of prizes during the stream for the 2-year anniversary Geek and Sundry stream. That all starts 7 p.m. Friday on twitch.tv/Geek and Sundry. And 2 more announcements. Number 1,
Jesus Christ.
AXYB is back at 9 o'clock on Twitch and Alpha. Watch them right after we're done with Talks Machina After Dark. And our best friend in the world, Amandine, is trying to get back to us.
Yes.
She needs money for her visa application, so they set up, some really sweet people set up a Fundly, and that is fundly.com/we-love-amandine. Oh, it's on the screen. Denise, someone give that lady a raise. And I will deny it once it gets to my desk. Okay, moving on. Episode 88 of Critical Role, the longest ever.
Yeah.
But first, special guest Gil Bear.
Yes.
Gil.
Now, Gil,
Don't fuck us.
poor guy hears that in his he hears that in his dreams now. If I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Critical Role Episode 1, Arrival at Crickhammer.
Crackhammer.
It's pronounced Crickhammer.
Okay.
You were there. You were in the Twitch chat.
I was,
You were there from the very beginning.
I was, yeah. We were, I was moderated for the live stream of the 48-hour Lupus. And back when we didn't know what any of the commands were, there weren't anything. It was just 16,000 people running through the chat. Like, I'll click on that one, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, first episode was there, and I fell in love, absolutely. Yeah, just the charismatic oozing out of everyone is just something that I really
Physically oozing.
just
out,
literally you
like,
can bottle
all
it,
over
right.
The floor. It was
Those
fucking
first few
out.
episodes were
Thank you for
very
being
wet.
understanding. It's a sim condition.
We got a lot of questions for you from the community, which we like to do with guests. We like to ask them questions that the fans sent in. So a lot of this is going to have to do with some of your work, and we brought pictures. So when we get there, tell me what each one of those things are and how much of a discount I can get on each one of them.
None. 100% for you.
Up
So
first,
he has been watching.
he has apparently frequent viewer of the show. Up first is from Gabby Licano. For Gil, what got you into smithing, and for how long have you been doing the trade yourself?
I have been doing it actively for 16 years now. Started in 2001, but before that, I guess what really got me into it was, you know, watching movies and you see all the cool blacksmith scenes in like the Lord of the Rings and just every kind of fantasy type of film out there, and that really just like it called to me. I go, what can I do? Is that even a thing? Quick internet search, yeah, you can still do it, and people think it's a dying art, and it really isn't, and it's because of films like The Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and Forged in Fire on the History Channel.
Yeah.
People get really, you know, enthralled in the process and they go, is that a thing?
Yeah.
And so I've been teaching for a good part of 5 years now at the local museum that I'm a volunteer at. And yeah, people come in just because of that. They, I want to make a sword. And I'm like, well, you got to slow down. You know, there's a lot of things you got to do way before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. Just I mean, that's really what got me into it too. So you just to see that same spark in the people coming through and like, oh, okay, I know what you want. Cool, I'll help you get there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long process though. So
Yeah.
yeah.
People come in asking to make a sword, and then you're like, make me a nail.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty much basic 101. Yep.
That's what he said to me when I asked to make a sword. He told me,
Really? You wanted a hammer, and I'm
yeah, that's
oh,
right.
no.
So different.
Now, are we talking like nails or like railroad spikes?
Not railroad spikes. So the nails are a lot larger than your normal, like, you know, hardware store
Yeah.
nail. They're square though, because back then I guess that's what they made. And you know, they're probably about 2 inches long in length or so. And yeah, they're fun little things.
hard
Yeah.
nail.
Super nerdy bit here. I learned a lot about the process of blacksmithing weaponry from an old mud I used to play in the late 90s in high school. It was a Lord of the Rings mud called the Two Towers.
What?
Oh, cool.
And one of the quests in the game was you could forge your own weapon if you got all the supplies for it. Then you have to find an actual like forge, and you have to go ahead and put on your blacksmithing gloves and the leather apron, and you have to go ahead and actually get the metal and heat it up in the forge, and you have to go to pound at the metal multiple times to fold it over again. You have to like cross the metal and then repeat the process, and like that actually sparked my interest in it.
There's few games like that that actually do that whole process. I think Skyrim, I believe, does a pretty good job with that too. Shout out to Skyrim.
Yeah, someone's in the pocket of big Skyrim over here.
Yeah, but like, that fascinated me, and so since then I got me interested in seeing people actually do it, and like at Ren Fair or different events where people are actually showing the art. It's such a cool like primal but very very specific trained skill set. Like the whole visual of it is incredible to look at, but then you look at how much practice, how much intense training has to go into learning how to do that.
Right, not just on the anvil, but also in the fire, having to work that whole thing, get your fire control down, and the hammer control too. Because if you don't know how to hold the hammer properly, you'll mess up.
Right.
And so there's so many aspects.
That's so cool.
What's your favorite thing, Sarah Goldax wants to know, to make besides dice that make Vox Machina swear at you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Wands, actually. I've been having a lot of fun with wands. So essentially, I take a steel bar, and I open it up on one end, and I make the prongs, if you will, and I get like a 1-inch marble or thereabouts, right? And I have to be really careful because in order to bend the prongs, they have to be hot. And I don't want to shatter the glass, which glass is a whole different animal. I don't know how to work glass. I won't. I mean, I'll want to learn, but it's one of those little beasts that you really can't master right off the bat. So glass cools at a different rate than the steel, and I have to worry about that.
Oh wow!
And glass can shatter, and I mean like shards in your eye, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful. Luckily, I've only had one break on me, and it was just right in the middle and didn't really, explode, so to speak. So, but yeah, wands, I love. They've been a little.
So, how much time does that like when that glass shattered? Were you like, well, fuck, that was blank amount of hours? How many hours?
Well, the marble. I mean, I don't really make the marble, so but I do have to.
Why do a skill tell us you make the marble?
I make the marble. I actually coop them
There
out
we
as
go.
lodestones.
Lodestones. Too soon, Gil.
Dropped lodestone.
Too soon, Gil.
That's his company name. Gil's
Lodestone Forge, .com.
Yeah.
The only thing I really have to do is just open. Oh, okay. So I do have to worry about heating it back up in order to open the prongs again. And that's when the glass is going to get hot, and I'm like, oh crap! And you're sitting there, like, ooh, please don't explode on me. And luckily, it didn't happen that way. I was able to open them up. I teased the flame, so to speak. You have to like work the forge, the coals and whatnot. I work with coal actually. So
Wow.
not propane. Not propane.
Right.
Apparently, coal is really hard to burn in California. The EPA cracks down pretty hard on it.
So for long.
You rebel.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, to be honest, that's the only good thing. I'm like, okay, I can see that being cool. In 4 years or
We're
whatever.
gonna drive by Gil's house and just see giant fucking plumes of black smoke. Gil's just fucking shoveling shit in there like he's making a train go 200 miles an hour.
Some Tim Burton nightmare. Gil,
Hey,
Gil.
this one's really interesting, and the answer I probably won't understand. How do you make sure your dice are balanced? It's from Selby.
That's a great question. I get asked that a lot, actually. Here's what I do. Someone jokingly asked me, "Oh, could you just put it in a saltwater solution and float it in there?" I'm like, yeah, of course. Obviously, it'll drop. But if you look online, there's people that float the plastic ones, and I go, well, okay. I know that mercury, liquid mercury, is denser than steel, and the steel will actually float on the mercury. So I basically do the flow test, just with mercury. You have to wear gloves. You have to be careful with that.
You would just have liquid mercury hanging around?
No, I had to buy. Okay, so I had 3 little tiny vials.
Did you go see my cousin in Tijuana?
Maybe I did.
Okay.
What's his name?
I have a cousin that deals in rare liquid mercuries.
Because that's really a thing. Hey man, got your mercury?
Goes by the name Taliesin.
Yeah, he would. That would be the
He
first thing.
actually has talked to me a lot.
I was gonna
about,
say.
Yeah.
If you're running low, Taliesin might have some liquid mercury.
He and I both have like an elemental collection, a periodical table and whatnot. So we've talked a little bit
Yeah,
about that.
I bet.
Some cool stuff between us. So,
So the liquid mercury actually floats.
And I initially had like 3 little tiny vials that I took from like those old thermostats, right? Mm-hmm.
Why are you pointing in this room? Did you grab them from these ones? He was like, that whole thermostat against the wall next to the Critical Role
air
set.
conditioning during summer. I'm sorry.
Don't say that too loud. The fire marshal here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, since he's around on set.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan.
Big fan.
Big fan.
Big fan of Gil's. Anyway.
But I had to buy it like in small amounts each time on eBay and whatnot. You can buy it on eBay.
You can buy liquid mercury.
You can
on
buy
eBay?
a lot of stuff on eBay.
You could buy a child on eBay.
You could probably buy a child on eBay, just under a different name. You know?
Yeah.
And I had to do that. So effectively, I probably got like 2 ounces at most right now, but it's enough to float the dice. So that's how I check.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's so
And
cool.
it's steel, so there's really no like air pockets in them to begin with.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that they were kind of like even and whatnot. Yeah, they're perfectly.
We need
Let's-
a video. We need a video. Go.
We do need a video of that, Gil.
I'm going to make a video. Yes,
Okay.
I'm going to do that.
Let's look at some of the pictures you brought and walk us through kind of what's some of those are. Okay, so that's
the
what,
one.
so that's what you were talking about. So you have to
Yep.
bend the corner of those while it's hot to encapsulate the marble, right?
Cool.
Notice the Dungeons and Dragons sheet
Oh
on
yeah,
the
there's
bottom.
a character sheet. That's awesome.
That's sick.
Oh yeah, there's wow.
There's 2 different pictures
Yo,
right there.
those
Yeah.
look great, man. That big bastard is fierce.
I like that green one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you are, in like
Gilmore
full
cosplay.
Gilmore.
Looking absolutely glorious.
Well, thank you, sir.
What was that? Comic-Con?
Whoa.
Now are those calcite?
No, those are steel. They're in a
Oh, those are
forge right
steel.
now. They're in a propane forge right there. Those are the dice that you guys have right now.
No
Oh, it
shit.
is?
So
That's it.
cool.
Awesome.
I've never seen that.
Which one's mine?
before. That's
Middle left? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I'll take
Go
it.
with that one.
Sure.
The one
You could
that's
say
20
literally
the 20, yeah.
anyone. Now those are awesome.
Yeah, these
I love
guys.
those clasps,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I made, I think,
I
got a
3
belt
belt
buckle.
Yeah, 3 belt buckles,
Yep.
and the rest were brooches.
How long do those take? Oh yeah, and there's
Tho-
more.
Those are the regular dice that I
Yep.
the 7 set. Right. The D4
Yeah.
I cannot make tetrahedral shape. It's kind of impossible to
I was gonna
forge.
say yeah.
So I make the crystal one, the crystal shape there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, first of all, I don't really want a liability. If I sell that and someone ends up stepping on one of those,
Oh, good
Yeah,
point.
it's like we the community has joked for years about
Yeah.
the D4 being called a caltrop. You would legitimately be making a caltrop.
Caltrop.
yeah, essentially. And
That's true.
unless you have your tetanus shots up to date, I really don't recommend it. So I'm not going to make them. I might make one for myself, just as, hey, I did it.
Yeah.
But even still, I won't. It's really difficult. I can't figure out that shape.
Yeah.
And also for home defense, just leave them under your windows
yep.
and
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Home Alone style.
You should see my home for home defense.
We gotta go to his
Being a
house.
nerd that I am, I've got.
That
close
was
to-
like darkly ominous. The
Yeah.
way you laughed.
I'm picturing like
I dare you.
I'm picturing Macaulay Culkin's house in Home Alone. That's all I
so
want.
approving of this.
Blow
Give me enough
torch.
Oh, there you
there
are
it
with.
is.
There you go.
Hey.
All
Yeah,
those
that was before I had it all
So
completed.
great.
Wow, Liam looks like 16 kinds of
Oh, those
nerd
were
in that
Miranda's.
picture.
16.
Is that Liam or is
That's
that?
Liam, yeah.
Looks awesome. Gil,
Yes.
Pa Black Hawk. What has been your most favorite D&D related project, and how long does it take to finish a full dice set?
Okay, the full dice, let me answer that one first. The full dice set can probably take about 8 hours
Okay.
in total. Because I'm not just working on the D20, then I have to think about the 2D10s and then, the D12, and I tend to kind of have like, in my mind anyway, I shuffle them all around, and I try to work on as many D20s as possible, and then if there's D10s that need to be worked on, then I'll work those in the shift. But typically, no, I'm not doing a whole lot of crazy, look, this guy goes, what
Right.
happens. I have a little method to my madness, if you will.
You don't have too many irons in the fire?
Jesus.
Literally, that's the first time I've heard that. Being a blacksmith, I have never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
No, I know the phrase.
Wait, are
But
you
no,
fucking with me, Gil?
I'm not.
I know.
Are you fucking me, Gil?
In this case, I am not fucking you.
But only this case.
No, only this case. Every time else, yeah. No, believe it or not, yeah. I mean, like, I know the phrase.
yeah,
but
you know it's a.
I've
yeah,
never
it's
said it,
cliche,
and no one
right.
has ever, cliched me, if you will.
Then we
Take it back, Travis.
retract your groan.
To retract that groan.
Fine.
He won't.
Throne retracted.
Gil, we gotta hurry.
Okay.
What has been your coolest commission so far? Useless Rogue wants to know.
Useless rogue. The Calcite D20. A buddy of mine, Josh, who games with me on Wednesday nights at the friendly local game group that I'm part of. He brought in a random like crystal. He's like, hey man, can you make this a D20? Oh my God. I mean, like, no, I don't want to even touch that, right? I've never touched crystal. I've done a little bit of lapidary work when I was younger, but never crystal. And I come to find out later that it was a calcite of some sort, and I'm like, oh shit. And through the gemologist friends that I have, they're like, oh, that's impossible to grind. It'll just keep shattering and shattering. And I found that to be the case, but I still ended up making it.
Nice.
I figured, actually, I have.
Yeah, you brought it, right?
I brought one of them. This is the second one I made. So I thought the first time was a fluke. I did not know that I could do this again. So I went to the gem fair recently. I picked up an orange calcite and I went to town. Nope. It looks like candy, doesn't it?
It does. I want to eat it really bad. And also, it's a way for me to sneak it out of the building.
It's like super fragile though, because I was trying to do it on a second one, and I just reduced it to dust.
I need to hand this to you because I'll be like the old guy who was holding the old, the old plastic or some recording that shattered in his hand. I'll be that guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that happened.
So, is there a certain?
I love that video.
What's the trick to get it to not shatter? Did you have to lower the degree?
Honestly, I think magic was involved in me making that. I don't know. I was using a grinding wheel, so that's essentially a big no-no for grinding crystal in general.
Right.
But I was able to do it, and I'm like, cool. Yeah, I was going easy on it, sure, but even still, I was just like, a giant chunk would like flake out. I'm like, oh, okay, well, got to make it smaller then.
Yeah.
And I got to keep working at it, and luckily it stayed to that size that it is right now.
Cool. Now, Gil, your name is Gil.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pronounced Jill.
No.
It's pronounced Gil, like GIF.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Look at this.
I did it.
Look at this
I did it.
segue.
You heard it.
Thank you,
Man.
Brian.
He is
welcome
the
for
that.
authority.
It is. It's GIF.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call you Jill. I'm not going to sit here and fucking call you Jill.
You can send your hate mail to @GilTheVlogs.
Your name is Gil. Final
Oh
question.
man, don't open that door.
From
You're right. I know. I shouldn't.
Rafezilla
Yeah.
to Gil. How do you decide when or when not to fuck them, Gil?
I think.
I feel it coming.
That's
I
why
feel
the
it coming.
McConaughey button down
He's
is
taking
here
the shirt
the whole
off.
time.
Let's see what it
What?
is. Cue that sexy sex. Oh! That's amazing. Holy shit. We need 10,000 of those in the store at once. Holy
I
crap.
will wear the shit out of that.
Yes! Damn it, Gil. For those times when you get fucked.
Holy shit.
So good.
Yep.
That is amazing.
To answer your question, I really don't.
It really is up to.
I'm just in the corner reading a book, and I hear them go, "Oh no, that one doesn't get it."
I know. That's awesome.
Great.
Thank you for coming, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Actually,
Wait, wait a minute. He's got Tox Machina cards, but there's red writing. It says Mox talking.
Max Takina.
Okay.
Monk's talking.
Boring. I'm sorry. Brian.
Oh, you have questions for me?
Yeah.
Where did you get these questions from?
The Critical Role fan club page, the Facebook page.
Okay.
Andrea would like to know, how did you convince your parole officer to let you host a weekly show?
We all want to know.
Who asked that?
Andrea, her full name is Andrea Charlie Stender Cords.
It's harder than you think. to
It is
pronounce
harder than you
names.
think, yeah.
Andrea,
Charlie
I will
Stender
answer
Cords.
that question simply by saying it's amazing what going to a child's birthday party can get you. He asked me to go to his birthday party, and I said only if you let me do this crappy internet show.
But yeah, there you go.
Well
That's
done.
a simple ask.
Brian.
Yes.
Thomas would like to know, what resume format are you using while you currently look for another job?
Oh my God! The fire is so hot. I love it.
I can't tell you the format because it's proprietary, But I do use papyrus font on my.
Yes. Amazing. The most hated of all the fonts.
Comic Sans. But Pirates is the new Comic
Yeah,
Sans.
that's right. That's right.
I've
That's true.
often said.
Oh my God.
Marilyn would like to know, what's the current rate on Denise's ransom these days?
Oh, good Lord.
Is there a number that goes that high?
Lately, she's been saying, I want a helicopter and access to the nearest airport, which is making me think she's going to rob a bank pretty soon.
Yep.
These are hilarious. Man, thank you guys for
Yeah.
sending
he's
these
not
in.
I'm not done.
You're not done?
It's a legitimate stack.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all right. Find me something extra
let's
extra
see.
juicy to spill the beans on.
What's good? What's a good one?
I'm uncomfortable. I don't
Well,
like
there's
being
a lot.
asked questions. I like
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
the
no,
one.
this is good.
I like to
Turning
do
the
the
table.
axing.
I likes it. Yeah, this is good.
How long do you think it'll be before I get your job?
Oh man.
Angela would like to know.
Well,
Angela or Angela?
Angelo.
Oh, Angela.
Angela.
Galucci.
Angelo.
Angelo Galucci. I think
Well-
I'm saying that correctly. Sorry if I'm not.
As soon as I violate parole,
Go back to that birthday party.
as soon as I show up at the wrong birthday party, you can come host the show.
Tamika would like to know.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. You sure do make a lot of parole and incarceration jokes.
Uh-huh.
You got something you want to talk about?
Now, want to talk about
Allowed
and
to talk
sealed judicial documents. No, everything's fine. Ashley has hitched her wagon to a shooting star.
about- Yep.
It's headed for San Quentin. All right, let's do one more, and then we got to talk about this episode,
Oh, it's
or
a
I'll
good
never
one.
hear the end of it.
What's another good one?
Make it good.
How much hair product do you put in your hair?
Oh man, I
make it
get
so
this one a
majestic.
lot. I get this one a lot.
Well, there
You
you go.
do have majestic hair.
It is very majestic.
I, at Comic-Con, stole a small little container of hair juice from Troy Baker. And it has lasted me since July because it's very expensive. And I just use like the babiest. I can't try to like. I try to create a mile out of an inch, just like this show.
Well done, Joe.
That was great.
Well done. You're very well,
Great.
well done.
Thank you so much
I
for.
want to point out real fast.
Yeah.
As I recall, Gil was the first community critter that we ran into in the wild.
I believe so.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You are.
At
Oh,
Ren
Ren
Fair.
At the Ren Fair,
Ren
maybe
Fair.
like a month and a half after the show had started.
Yeah.
We all went there, and you came up and said hi to us. And we were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, holy shit! People
Yeah.
watch our show!"
Yeah.
and
Yes.
and that was the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Outside of the front gates. I remember it well.
Yeah.
You guys thought I was a greeter. So I was waiting for my group.
Oh, yeah.
And you were in garb and we were in garb.
I had a staff with me, and I had a vest on one of the on the end of it. It was going to be for a friend of mine who's going to wear it, but it looked like a flag, and I was just kind of waving it around and like, "Are you a greeter? Like this is the first thing I've ever." Okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
That's amazing. Travis is like, you will not get my sword.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you for coming on.
Thank you
Will you
for
stick
having
around
me.
and talk about the episode with us?
Absolutely,
Since
yeah.
You probably saw it, right?
I mean, I was here.
Yeah.
He said begrudgingly.
Well, he said begrudgingly, yeah.
You know.
I got home Friday. Yeah, you got home
Actually, I did.
Friday
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
middle
all
of the
did.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was the longest episode in Critical Role history.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? It's not your fault.
5 hours.
Five,
Yeah,
five
that's true.
hours,
Yeah.
5 hours and 30
Rules are meant
minutes.
to be broken.
Yes.
Records.
5:31:30 broadcast time.
5:31:30.
This is from your friend and mine
Whoa.
at Crit Roll Stats.
Crit Roll
4 hour, 46 minute, 50-second gameplay time. Now here's another interesting stat. Vox Machina started the encounter with 936 total HP, including Heroes Feast. Ended with 70 total, with 132 HP healed.
You don't fuck with the pets of the Titans, yo.
You don't mess with the Titans lobster.
No.
Bad idea. Basically. It's not ours.
Gargantuan sized too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Gargantuan.
That's probably the first and only time I'll ever get a chance to use a Kraken. So I'm glad that it was as intense as it was, because I think a
yeah.
creature like that deserves at least some insane combat. So yeah.
And it's home turf too.
And it's home turf, which is where you don't want to fight a Kraken.
No, you don't want to engage it, especially because you're not supposed to or be able to kill it. We weren't even making it rough with all the times we did start hitting it.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear what the fans wanted you guys to talk about.
Yeah, let's do it.
Steven, David Dugan.
David Dugan.
Duganator.
Yeah.
The Duganator.
Oh, wait, we know.
Duganator.
Question from Marisha. Early on, you described the Aramente as being a test of not just kilo. You like how I mispronounce words on purpose all the time on the show, but I always get Aramente right for some stupid reason.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Thank you.
early on, you described
Make
the
my
Aramente as
made-up
being a
bullshit.
test of not just Keela's strength, but her wisdom as a leader. Could this task have been their version of the Kobayashi Maru?
Nice. That's from
Was the
Pokemon,
point
right?
perhaps knowing when to fight versus when to not fight?
Right. Star Trek. Right. Yeah. Fight when to not fight. Yeah. I'm assuming he's talking about the plane shift out, or not fighting the Kraken at all, or
Just all
Just in
elements
general?
of it, the purpose of the trial.
sure. Yeah. Yes.
Obviously considering this for the first time.
I'm kind of vaguely confused on the question.
Well,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what?
yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, please, someone.
The Kobayashi Maru, right, is a test you can't win.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
to see how you deal under great pressure
It's to
and stress.
see how you do.
and
Yeah, that's from
yeah.
Star Trek OG.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you think this was one of those?
A test you cannot win? I think in a weird way, yeah. Like actually, as when I went home, I was kind of like, oh, I feel like the whole game was, the whole Aramente is kind of rigged, and that there's a lot of things that you learn that they don't ever tell you. And the reality is that you can't do it by yourself. You just can't. No one is ever expected to, but they don't tell you that. So I think that was the big lesson that Keyleth learned, where she kind of thought that she's always kind of been a bit of a loner in that way. But the Aramente is as much Vox Machina's as it is hers at this point.
Yeah.
You know, they've been with me on it through a good 3/4 of it, because she did the Earth Tribe by herself. But other than that, yeah, you can't do it alone. And I think that's kind of one of the big lessons that she learned. And I think that's true of leadership and, you know, things like that in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anyone that's put in a leadership position, whether it be career-wise, socially, politically, you begin to quickly realize that part of your responsibility is learning how to delineate your responsibility.
And how to trust
other
others.
people.
Yeah,
Who prove
and
themselves.
yeah, and some of the best. Yeah, it's very permeable in my real life too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and some of the best leaders, the best CEOs will tell you, if you want to really succeed, you'll hire people who are better than you. And I think that's kind of what Keyleth has learned, and that was a big deal in this past battle, because when I decided to plane shift out, I had to fully trust that Grog was capable enough, but Grog
cares?
was capable enough
Right.
to get out and be okay. And I think the old Keyleth was always kind of a self-sacrificer. I mean, there were several times in game where I like leapt off buildings and would be like, "You guys go!" and try and sacrifice myself needlessly, or face planting in lava. And so, yeah. So I think this was like the first time that she realized, I have to trust the people who are helping me with this.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Travis?
It was interesting, her answer.
I keep forgetting he's here.
Yeah.
No, it's good. No, it's true. I forget that you used to be more of that type that was like, no, I'll stay till the bitter end. And I loved it.
We actually had a conversation about this afterward too. If she had stayed, knowing the relationship you guys had developed, Grog probably would have stayed.
Yeah, me and you are both till the last bitter ender people, but
Yeah.
you're capable at being the last man out, whereas I'm.
Yeah,
You were sushi. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was going down.
Yeah,
real
so
quick.
so we were talking about this afterward, and we were discussing how if you hadn't have plane shifted out, Grog would never have left.
true.
Like that, you probably would have stayed to try and save them.
Everybody, yeah.
And it probably would have led to a much harsher ending to the battle than than the one that was already
That's very
phased.
true. Yeah. Because I wouldn't have left until you guys had gone.
Yeah.
So when you were
always-
gone, I was like, okay, cool, we can go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll leave Terry, but we can go.
We'll always live Terry. We'll always live Terry. Now, Matt,
Yes.
Crew Tune wants to know. We got this question a lot this week. Could
Yes.
someone who spoke one of the Kraken's languages, Percy with Celestial, Kiki with Primordial, have spoken to it? How might that have gone down?
What?
They certainly may have tried.
I didn't even think of that.
The Kraken is a very intelligent creature. I wasn't playing it like to full intelligence. The Kraken, as this design in the monster manual, is like this super ancient, like intelligence 22 entity that largely is designed, in my opinion, to be much more of a story-focused, long-running villainous entity based on that creation development. I felt because it was tailored to be mainly just a challenging battle circumstance for the Aramente, at least this particular Kraken maybe wasn't one of those extremely at the top of its game intellectually Krakens, but still an intelligent force of nature.
Like me.
Kind of, yeah. If it had been intended, or if the party had tried to communicate, there definitely could have been a conversation. It probably would have been a lot of back and forth toying with, and probably, honestly, the Kraken delaying any sort of finalization to the conversation until it got itself and all of you into a position that was best suited for its opportunity. So, like, as an intelligent creature, I don't know if you could have necessarily talked your way out of some sort of confrontation without really offering up something very big to it.
Like Rog?
You guys were food to it anyway.
Yeah.
Like it
I know, you
would
gotta
have
eat
needed like, you can offer me passage into the prime material world. Oh, you can offer me.
Tickets to Hamilton.
Yeah, you can. That would have done it. That would have done it in a second.
No problem.
Like,
We should have offered tickets.
are we talking orchestra?
Yeah, orchestra, let's talk.
Yeah, if it's mezzanine, I'm still gonna kill you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it would have been a very, very difficult thing to try and bypass it from a conversation standpoint. There could have been creative ways of maneuvering around it, I guess. If somebody, but it doesn't speak, it's a telepathic contact, and it didn't feel the need to reach out until you guys had kind of proven to be more of a struggle than you initially started.
It obviously reached out to the greatest communicator of the group.
Well, the one that was
It
Yeah.
recognized
dealing the most
intelligence
Yes.
and saw fit to engage.
Speaking
This
of
is
that stalwart bloke, Covington wants to know, Travis, does Grog suspect that Tyrion blew the stealth on purpose in order to get the party killed and loot their vestiges? Or does he just think Tyrion is a fatal liability because of incompetence?
No, I didn't think either of those things. I just thought he had a shitty role. I don't know. He might. I mean,
valid point though, and I didn't think about this at the time because I don't know all the players' abilities.
Right.
Tyrion has luck. He could have re-rolled that one.
and he thought of it like 5 minutes after the fact, right? He was like,
think
Liam,
so,
how do you
yeah.
remember to use your luck?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
So he probably would have done it there. Either he is the most geniusly maniacal character in a slow development arc that we are not yet aware of, and he is like a triple layered onion that hasn't yet been peeled, or he just rolled his shitty dice because Gil fucked him, and that's all there
I
was
don't
to
think
it.
Sam rolls my dice, does he?
We all roll your guys,
Well,
but we call it out before we do.
Oh,
it's like saying reckless attack or something. You have to call it.
You have to call it out first, yeah.
Reckless attack.
And Matt keeps
full
track
weapon
of them.
mastery.
yeah, no.
Fuck me,
Don't fuck me up.
Wait, we should
At level 12, you get the don't fuck me Gil ability. It's a feat for short rest.
Should we have?
Yeah.
Should we have? Oh, I hate to do this to them. Should we have crit roll stats keep track of how many times Gil fucks someone or not?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, this is true. They don't have enough to keep track of.
Yeah.
Just throw more in the pile. I'm
they're
so
just
sorry,
bored.
guys.
They're
I'm
not-
so sorry.
Andrew just threw a beer at the screen.
He's got some of like 5 people, right?
Yeah, no.
He's not enough. Not enough. Marisha. Der Alpi wants to know. Keyleth said multiple times last episode that the others should leave and that no one should kill the Kraken. How far would she have gone? Because it seemed that not killing the Kraken was her number one priority. How does the leading position for the Ashari work? Does someone who completes the Aramente become the next leader immediately? That's kind of a lot of questions.
Right, yeah.
We answer the first, and I'll answer the second.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There you go.
The first one being
Which was
More or less
not
how
killing
far
the
would she have
Kraken your
gone to
number one
not kill it?
priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a big deal. There is a civilization that survives off of this Kraken. she would have rather failed the armamente completely than to have either killed the Kraken or lost her party. Because that's okay. And, I imagine, like, just because if she didn't make it, she would make it out alive, and she'd probably still go on to do awesome things. She's still, like, a badass. And who knows, maybe the leaders would, even if making that call, they might still judge that a good enough decision to still say that she completed it. Because it's kind of like, okay, you've completed it. Now you gotta, get in front of Simon Cowell and have him judge you and see if everyone's like, yeah, we approve of her.
Yeah.
So
I thought your performance was truly awful.
Yeah. That's actually a true point. Part of the Armamente is a show of leadership and learning in that regard, as opposed to a success or failure. Many people consider that the case, and then some whoever, depending on who the leader of that particular part of the Ashari tribe is, it might be a success or failure element. But a lot of it more is to see how a person reacts in the face of that challenge. In theory, you could have maybe failed the task at hand, but if during that failure you had shown a series of very necessary choices, hard choices, and good leadership capabilities, you probably still would have succeeded. As far as the leadership that is passed on from the Ashari tribe, it's either through blood or it is someone who is imparted with the title by somebody who was previously the head of that particular tribe, and there's a head to each tribe. Whenever the person who currently is the head of that tribe passes away, then they choose either the next person in line of the bloodline or the next person who has shown leadership quality to take the Armamente, both as a learning experience for them, but also to introduce themselves to the other tribes to kind of maintain this unity between them, even though they're also separate.
That's awesome.
Once they complete the Armamente in the return, then they are gifted the title. And usually while they're gone, somebody else takes over the position temporarily. Like right now, your father Corin is, running Vesra in your stead, but should you return, that probably will be passed on to you.
Right, but how do you know that all the Thetans are gone?
That's actually the campaign guide that's coming out in
Gotta
August.
wait for the campaign
Chapter
guide,
four,
ladies and
Thetan
gentlemen.
removal.
Yeah, I have like 3
little tab
Thetan
there.
tables you got to roll
Yeah.
randomly. It's kind of like the corruption that happened in Whitestone.
Yep.
Now, Travis,
Elite 1, Elite 2, yep.
Max, Ursa, had the Kraken, wants to know, had the Kraken not swallowed you again, allowing you to get to Vax, would Grog have killed it despite Keyleth's prior requests otherwise, or would he have tried to smash in the front door and gone in after him, or did you have something else in mind?
I was just trying to get Vax. I was trying to abide by Keyleth's rules of not killing the thing, but I was also quite limited, being that I was in the gullet of a Titan lobster. I had nothing.
Down in the gullet of a Titan lobster coming back. It just sounded like some shitty ass bluegrass lyrics.
I mean, I tried to think of like clever things I could do to get us out of there with the alchemy jug and making oil, and that worked brilliantly with your.
cool.
I mean, that was
dope. Hell
fire.
yeah.
Boom.
That was the
Yeah.
word.
I just wanted Vax out because it occurred to me that being unconscious and inside of an animal, like, we're not going to get him back to perform any sort of anything. So I
Yeah.
just had to do that. And if it meant getting swallowed again, that was kind of the point. So I think three swallows and 3 chunks was the charm.
Sounds like a great Saturday night.
I know.
I didn't know how those tapeworms inside
Max,
of Grog feel.
don't cringe.
Yeah, no, and it's to an interesting point too. You're one of the few party members that could do as much damage inside in one round as was necessary to open it up.
Yeah.
Like even when you guys combined the fireball and the oil trick, it
There
was
was still
like
more to do.
it was like 25 damage from the fireball, 20 damage from the oil, I think, and then the 5 that was left over was basically like the concussive blast of the explosion on the inside. So like that was pretty close.
Yeah.
So like other characters probably would have had a much harder time getting out of there. So it was kind of weirdly good that you got swallowed multiple
That
times
was
with
the
other people.
Jacques Cousteau of
Kind of, yeah. No,
going undone.
Good reference.
Jacques Cousteau is French, and that was an Australian accent.
Yeah.
I only make sense to myself, but that's
If
all that
only
matters.
you were a professional who relied on his knowledge of voice words.
I never claimed that.
Hey, let's give away some free shit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Each week, You, the critters, capture moments from the show and make hilarious and/or awesome gifts, and we like to feature some of them for our gift of the week. Denise? This week's winner was sent in by Colin Hughes, who specifically asked to be credited as the grand poobah of gifts and stuff. Nice. Colin Hughes III, aka Colin Hughes III. Let's take a look at the gift, Denise.
Oh, yes. It's so good.
It's great mime work. It starts with the good mime work.
Great. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
To be fair, Liam's space work makes that sells it.
Space
So
work.
it was a good partnership on both your guys' parts.
That was really
Thank
good.
you to everyone who submitted. Congratulations to you, Grand Poobah. For that, you'll be winning a Loot Wear box, which is not the one I'm holding. It'll say where.
Yeah.
From our sponsor, Loot Crate.
Loot Crate!
Remember to enter our Gift of the Week contest. You must submit your gifts to toxmachina@gmail.com. Tell your friends. If you see an awesome GIF on Twitter, Tumblr, wherever, tell them to send it in because they may not know they can win free shit. Let's move on. Okay.
Yay.
Travis.
Yep.
Piper Gnome wants to know, when things got dire against the Kraken, did you ever contemplate Grog pulling a card from the deck?
Not in that game, I didn't. That would be a last resort sort of thing, where like if he was sitting in the belly of the whale, and it was just like, well, just me in here. I don't hear anything outside. Might as well play some solitaire.
Yep. Yep.
But I think if he pulled one, it wouldn't just be one. It might be like 3, and just go for broke. So
Yeah.
Not that I know what that means either, but
Yep. You know what go for broke means.
gopher broke.
Go for broke.
Poor gophers.
Hey, this one's to Matt or Marisha.
Okay.
Dealer's choice from Poofy Venus.
Poofy Venus?
Wow!
I gotta see it in writing.
Throw it up.
Sophie Venus. Oh my God.
I'm a little confused about the purpose of the Armente. Is it solely reserved for the leaders of the Ashari? Should we skip this one? Because we kind of went there.
I can answer real
Yeah,
fast.
answer it a little
so,
bit.
the Armente is largely for the leaders or those that are next to be in the line of leaders. And they don't always have to be druids. Some of them can be
Right.
warriors and such. Like the people of the Ashari have multiple different backgrounds and such. The druids just tend to be highly regarded because they're the closest to the elements and the nature of which they're supposed to control and pay guardian to in these various rifts. But the Aramente is specifically for the leaders or the next in the line to be the leadership of that particular tribe.
I understand.
Explanation.
Which, for the record, actually-
Textbook.
Yeah, we had some good conversations recently about certain tribes have different ways of sunsetting people as they get older. Some druids
Really?
decide to become part of the elements themselves, or in some cases, which may play into future elements here, some elder Ashari do become trees or different elements of the nature to kind of eternally or for a long time watch over as part of the surrounding element.
Well, this is great because there's a question for you about the Ashari, and it's from Sayer Sooth. Matt, why did the Water Ashari not send Vilya's leg back to the Air Ashari for burial or resurrection, or word of her death and failure, rather than letting Corrin and Keyleth wonder at her disappearance for years?
Largely, that stems from the distance between the tribes and trying to think whether or not it's best to leave. Like, it was a call from the leader of the tribe. It's one of those elements where either they can hope that they survived and made their way out into the world, or confirm death and they move on from there. Like, it's kind of a touchy, weird decision choice.
She also died a lot sooner, like only being there 4 years ago. That's a lot earlier than what I ever anticipated.
Right. The real answer will be because then it maintains the mystery as part of the narrative for Keyleth as she travels.
Yeah.
Because from a realistic standpoint, if you want to be fully logistic about every single aspect there, then most fantasy stories are going to fall apart real fast.
Yep.
Yeah, wow, if why don't they use their cell phones in this horror movie? That would just fix everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to have a little suspension of
Exactly.
disbelief to go along with the story.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
Please.
Because the Kraken eats everything and poops out lodestones, do you think one of the lodestones could be Keyleth's mom?
Holy fuck, Gil.
Fuck, Gil.
Dude, are you serious right now, Gil?
Why are you
Did
fucking with my brain, Gil? Don't fuck my
explode our
brain, Gil.
minds right now and talk Machina?
My mom is Octopoo.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You got to inside
My
check the
mom
poo
is
balls.
Octopoo.
You're gonna inside check, yeah.
Flash twice if it's you.
Okay, that's an interesting theory. That's an interesting theory. Travis.
That's good. Yeah.
Question
Pez is the
from
answer.
Strawberry Pez.
Yep.
Strawberry Pez?
The best.
Question from Young Settling. Matt, help me.
Yes.
Seedling. You responded quite well to Percy casting friends on you, causing you to completely change your course of action, even to the point of risking Grog's life. However, will Grog be so tolerant once he realizes that Percy used mind-altering magic to make Grog risk his life for Terry?
He noticed. I think most magic confuses Grog on a good day.
And to be fair, friends specifically, you know that you had it used on you once it expires.
Right, after
Right.
it expires.
So
So I don't know if it had expired yet, but he noticed that all of a sudden he changed his mind, right?
Expired.
Did it expire before the game was done? I
No.
guess? No, I don't think so. Because it
It'll
lasts a while.
It'll be
It's just
expiring pretty much right as we pick up
Yeah.
this Thursday.
Oh,
It,
really?
it, depe- it
Does it last
depends.
that long?
Because he
It lasts
also
for a minute.
1 minute, yeah.
he also likes Percy, right? So, and like choosing to leave Terry wasn't something that Grog like really stewed about. He was just like, and just kind of went this way.
Yeah.
So when he was like, "Go get Terry," I'm like, "Okay." I just went and got him.
Yeah.
Like that's he's not super important to Grog at all at this point. So he was just a big shiny thing that he was just going to leave on the floor because everybody else that he knew was gone. So he didn't really mind all that much. But I don't know. We'll see if there's like a friend's hangover or something.
Ooh, a friend's hangover.
Endorphin crash.
Yeah.
Endorphin
St. John's
crash?
wort, pick me
Yeah.
up.
Friends hangover is when you accidentally binge most
That's
of the
what I was gonna
series
say.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Netflix and then regret it immediately afterward. You're
You
like,
have no
"Ooh,
central perk to get coffee. You're like,
This was so much better when it was only one a week.
We have to hurry
oh,
because we're
Oh, shit.
nearing the end of our time already.
Oh shit!
So
all
let's
right.
give away some more free shit really
do it.
fast.
Free
In addition to our gift of the week, you, the fans, send in incredible fan art from moments during Critical Role. We like to reward you for those as well. It's time for our fan art of the week, Denise. This week's winner is Will Kirby, aka Chamonkey. Yeah. Let's take a look, Denise.
Yeah.
Yes. Piece.
So good.
So
I was
cool.
hoping he'd win.
oh, it's so cool.
Oh, wow.
So
That
awesome.
is an
That's
acid
incredible.
trip. That's amazing.
How did he get that done in time?
wow.
He must
How
have.
do any of these artists get this done in
Like
time?
right here.
I don't know how you guys do it. It's absolutely mind blowing.
Methamphetamine.
That's probably it.
Thank you for submitting,
great.
Will. For all your hard work, you will be receiving this Mahogany Sentinel deck box from our friends at Wormwood Gaming.
Mahogany.
Check out Wormwood Gaming at Wormwood Gaming on Twitter or www.wormwoodgaming.com. It comes with a card. And in the card, it says, "Don't fuck me, Gil." No, it says Mahogany. It describes this beautiful wood. This is awesome. We love
It
these.
just says what
Thank
you
you,
have.
Wormwood. God, it's so
Thank you,
pretty.
Wormwood.
Just further
Don't
spells
forget,
out the
send
thing.
in your fan art each week by Tuesdays at 9 a.m. or whenever we told you to. Okay. Heavy stuff next.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Cheerios.
Everyone's favorite disco song. No, I'm kidding. Marisha, do you think Keyleth would have plane shifted out with Grog if Grog and Vax roles were switched? Grog dead and Vax still up.
Yeah, 100%. Because once again, I would trust that Vax would be able to get out. We're all pretty capable people. At that point, we knew we had the lodestones. We were getting demolished. At that point, it was about getting out. So yeah, I mean, and as soon as I plane shifted out, I was like, holy shit, if Grog doesn't come back out, I'm gonna fucking never live with myself.
Yeah.
I was
Those
like, please just
grief-stricken
get out,
characters.
please. Yeah, it would have been bad.
Yeah. We made it though.
You made it. You're good. You're
For
cool.
you guys,
You're great.
Travis and Marisha, since Matt probably won't answer, and let's face it, we really don't want him to.
He's not
Sorry,
very
Matt,
chatty.
that's what
Yeah.
it says.
That's okay. It's part of the deal.
Milani Weber says, how big a role do you think the Raven Queen will play in a revivify / resurrection ritual for Vax?
Yeah, Matt.
Man, I know nothing about that. I have no idea. Like, especially with the Raven Queen being like all about death and stuff, and you need the blood jacuzzi to get the thing going. Like,
Blood jacuzzi.
yeah,
That's the official title when I eventually do the Assyria
that's what
campaign
I'm
guide.
here for. I'm just here to
Blood
help.
jacuzzi.
A lot of people are like, idea people, and it's not me.
Good.
Travis, someone actually asked, it was Cart King, would Grog have any interest in participating in Vax's resurrection?
I think so. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You guys don't know much about the Raven Queen to really answer that a little
I don't,
bit.
and those temples really intimidate Grog.
Absolutely.
It's not his place.
No, it's going to be interesting.
He is like her champion, though. So wouldn't she want her champion to keep living, like Pervon?
Oh, I don't know.
There have been many previous discussions about death versus destined death, and
Yeah.
we shall see how the dice fall
He's been
on
talking
Thursday.
about it a lot.
So
He's been talking about like a ledger and like owing things and things are coming and being all ominous and
Did it make anyone else really sad when he closed his binder?
yeah.
yeah,
It's awesome.
Because Sam did that too.
I love it.
And it's like when they close the binder, it's just so
makes
sad
it
because you're
real.
like,
Dramatic.
don't give up, you
Yeah.
motherfucker. That's what I was yelling at the screen.
It's
I
like
kinda
in
like it.
Community when Shirley dies and she fades into the distance.
Whoa,
Right.
spoiler. Good
Wow.
God.
Some people
Look.
have
Well,
take
that
their
was,
sweet time getting there.
who was it? I wasn't sure it was.
Yeah, remember? And just remember, when you hear whispers in the wind.
Oh yeah, that was the second one. That was the second episode.
Yeah.
It's kind of
You
like
got my ass
our,
killed.
You're right,
our
you're right.
poker ritual, right? If you're out of chips, you got to stand up and walk away from the table. You want to buy back in, you can do that, but you got to stand up in that moment.
You got to know when to hold them too.
Yeah.
Got to know when to fold them.
I hate
Know
you.
when to walk away.
You got to know when
And
to
that
have
walk
fun.
away.
Run.
No, that was a particularly stressful battle.
Yeah.
How do we feel? Is everyone? Are we optimistic about Vax? Are we? I mean, how do we feel?
I have zero idea, right? Because like, I was just stoked for him to join the Dead Club.
Yeah, he's
like
now
everybody's got
got-
to punch that
yep.
card once.
He's
I
got
mean,
a
you don't
hash
have
mark.
to, but it makes me feel better being a dual recipient.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea how that's going to go just because of the Raven Queen and everything that he's been talking about. Like, I feel like there's some bargain that was struck that we don't know about.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if he survives, there are people on the internet yelling, be like, "Oh, nobody dies in this game. It's stupid. It's rigged." If he dies, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, not enough people died." I'm like, it just.
Not everyone, just that one little part that likes
we're,
to.
we're playing a game and I make it harder than the rules state as it is. Like, come on,
we
guys.
don't really care about that corner that goes.
No,
Sorry.
I mostly don't care.
Yeah,
I'm still a sensitive boy.
you are. And we love you for that.
Don't care about the people that talk crap, you mean? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Episode 1, speaking of, Gil was there, right?
Craig Hammer? Craig?
Gil's
Arrival
Hammer
at
or what?
Crickhammer.
Craig Hammer.
That is the pronunciation.
The episode begins with Matt saying, here's what this is. This is a continuation
Great point.
of our weekly game. Home rules. We're having fun. I believe he used the ancient term loosey-goosey. I think he does. We'll have to go back and check. I think he's like, it's real loosey-goosey, guys.
Yeah.
And he says, all you number crunchers out there, and he said in the first episode, minus Andrew from Crit Roll Stats. No, I'm just kidding. They keep track of the numbers we like. But I find it interesting that you said, have fun, just chill, don't get too crazy. It's gonna ruin the experience for you. Because I picture a guy at his funeral, and they're like, here lies your mom, 69. He loved frozen burritos, the ending of Lost, and strategically criticizing and standing up to the tyrant weekly D&D show of Critical Role. Those evil people, and then they're gonna go, a life well lived.
Yeah.
So as the host, let me just give a word of advice, and as a critter too, and Gil, you can back me up on this, as a critter. There are ways to spend your week in between episodes. Hours on Reddit, probably not the best one. I have some suggestions for you. Habitat
gifts.
for Humanity.
Yeah.
Maybe Planned Parenthood. There's also crippling global poverty, heroin epidemics. I can go on. Human trafficking.
Yep.
Spend that 3 or 4 hours lick those Cheeto fingers and put that talking to a good cause. And you know what I mean? Yeah. Discussions are great, and we love talking to people about the show. And I get in there sometimes too, and I'm like, holy crap, this is great. And you'll theorize with people.
Yeah, theories.
But when it gets to be this weird thing where people are, it's like, guys, you're kind of embarrassing yourself that you have this many, I'll click on something, it's like, they commented on this one thread 300 times?
Wow.
Like, give me a break, Dad. I mean, call me. Call me.
They're passionate.
Yeah. I know, it's passion, and I love that passion. I'm just saying, maybe intense scrutiny of a D&D game that's streamed on the internet isn't the best way to live your life.
Maybe. Well, I did a post on the Reddit recently that hopefully I think will clarify some of the discourse and there and the community in general. I hope. Yeah. I hope, because
It's been shared.
It's been shared by everybody.
Yeah, 'cause it's just, we love the discussion. We love the conversation. Whether or not you agree with us, that's part of the fun of it, is people can disagree. Part of my favorite shows, I've loved Elements because I don't disagree with character choices or story elements, and that's part of the conversation.
Your players disagree too.
Yeah. Oh, they disagree with me all the time. Laura especially.
Yeah, we're not talking about disagreement, too, and you made a point to that in your post. We're not talking about downvoting people who don't like a decision a character made.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not talking
or
about
downvoting
that.
people that have a disagreement.
Or that have a disagreement. That's great.
Yeah, open discourse, but it's just making sure if you have a very visceral opinion to maybe stew for a little while, think on it, and then present it as a part of the conversation.
I never disagree with you. I'm game.
That's why you have a Travis is the best role player post every 2 days on Reddit.
You do. Really? I know you. Travis has never seen.
That's a real thing?
Travis doesn't even know
you're
what
the
Reddit
Jesus
looks
of the
like.
show.
He doesn't even. I'll show him like a funny thing or whatever.
Never
He's
been
like,
on
"What
it.
is this?"
We'll
I go,
never
"It's
go on
Reddit."
it.
He goes, "I can't." He's never looked at it.
We'll never go on it. It requires reading, right? I'm not good
Yeah.
at
I don't get that either.
No.
He role plays 6 intelligence.
Laura the other night was like,
Got to make a part of yourself.
Laura the other night made that same exact comment that Matt made. She's like, "Oh, you should go on there every 2 days. There's a here's why Grog is better than everyone post." And I usually see those. I read all of them. They're amazing.
Come on.
You're great. People love you.
It's hard not to like the idiot. I mean,
People love a simpleton,
come on. Yeah.
and they are super fond of Grog.
Yeah.
No,
There you go.
that's why I have a show. Like, I'll let him have a show. He needs something to do with his free time. Like, okay.
I'm telling you, Travis has got to DM a one shot, man. He's
Dude,
got to
one of these
DM
days,
a one
one of
I
these
shot.
really
days.
think it'd be great.
Yeah. I'll prep for it. Not at all.
Can I come
I
on?
feel like it
That's
would
part
be
of
like I feel like it'd be like the Key and Peele sketch where his
The Eye of
cousin
Odin opens up.
Yeah.
14 titties fall out.
14 titties fall out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. I'm all about this.
Dude, that would be exactly what it is. Oh my god.
You would have to play. You'd have to
Oh
play.
my god. Okay, Matt.
Yes.
Last question of the night is
Okay.
for you. From I wonder if this is chipped ice or chip-a-dice.
Both.
The crew often gets 20 plus rolls for stealth and a few over 30. Barring the 2 natural ones, what else do you think the players might have unintentionally done to grab that Kraken's attention? What did you expect them to mess up on?
I expected it to be a proximity thing as well. The closer they got back to the portal, once they'd been out of it, there wasn't going to be a circumstance where all of a sudden you guys just went all the way through back to the portal and yay, nothing happened.
Right.
I wanted at least to exhibit a presence there. And in a weird way, it probably was just watching you for a short time, or at least wondering what was going on, like slowly coming out of its slumber up there, and then as soon as that one hit was like the focus point, and then it leaped. So I think there would have been, at the very least, it showing up as you all rushed back and been kind of a last minute frantic, rush to get to the portal as it tries to stop and hold you back to be kind of a fun short challenge if everything went optimally, which it didn't. The one kind of forced the
Name
hand
an
there.
episode where it did. Where everything was just optimal.
Well, I mean, we've had other ones.
There you go. No, well,
I will say the Garistro Voragol fight.
That plan worked out pretty well.
shockingly
Went pretty
close
great.
to
that's
plan.
true.
Went pretty
Yeah.
close to plan.
D&D as an experience is built entirely on making plans that never work and ridiculous shit happening
Yeah.
and most of the time making it through somehow.
Yeah. That's
true.
That's the basis of the game.
Yeah.
As Taliesin loves to say, man plans and God laughs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God being me, laughing
Yes.
at you guys. But that's how it is. And there are some people that play the game and enjoy being really strategic, and they get really frustrated that we aren't as much. But also that's just kind of a difference in play style. I mean, I don't behove, I don't get angry because of that either. I'm like, by all means, but We are a bunch of slapdash idiots with a bunch of legendary weapons trying to save the world by pushing our head into the door as hard as we can repeatedly, and it not opening because it's a door in your Vox Machina. That's part of the fun.
Doors.
Fucking doors. Yeah, like portals.
I'm telling
portals
you.
Count.
I was looking forward to being a killer whale, though. One day.
And
I practiced my sound and everything.
I got knocked unconscious.
That's what killer whales sound like.
It's
Right?
100%
That's a-
killer whales.
that's a dolphin.
Yeah.
Would you
Are
guys
you
go
sure?
back?
No,
Used
just
an
let 'em
impression
go.
of Jim Carrey from the 1994 film Ace Ventura.
Sure, yeah.
No, that's good.
Gil, your favorite part of the episode Thursday?
Ooh, goodness.
You can say me, it's okay.
The shark was kind of clutch in that, definitely. I will say though, that bards get a really great spell that would have been clutch in that fight. Freedom of movement. Sam's not here to defend himself, but I'm just saying.
I mean,
bards get that.
druids get it too.
Technically, druids get it too.
Oh,
But it was.
It was late.
Well, we discovered, because I mentioned
have
this
it.
afterward. When you had written down all your spells in your spell list in the back of your character sheet, you had somehow missed putting that spell down.
I literally have all other 3rd level spells.
But that one.
But because.
Or 4th level, I think.
Or 4th level spells, because they only give you a certain amount. And I was like, well, freedom of movement is super situational, and I'll never use it. So I
2 years
didn't
ago,
write it.
when you did
Yeah,
that.
I didn't write it on my spell sheet, actually, because I've never used it. And then Matt read it to me, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch!
yeah, right.
That's really great!
be
You
fair.
like, can't get
Of all
grappled.
the times.
No. To be
It's
fair, I kind of
great.
forgot it too. Like another thing, we have so
You
many
can't
abilities.
get grappled?
Can't be grappled, can't be restrained, and water doesn't slow down your movement or give you disadvantage on attacks. And
That
it's
was-
not concentration.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
for
an
an hour.
oversight.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
That was a serious
I
oversight.
know.
Hey, do wizards have access to that one?
I have to double check. I don't know if they do.
Can you text me later?
Yeah.
But no, but that's also like, once again, every person, every character, no matter how much you play the game, you, depending on, especially if it's a casting class, you have so many abilities and so many spells at your disposal. You're bound to forget things, and especially if it's a very stressful circumstance, and we're having a stress, like, that was a stressful week for all of us, like just general work elements.
It was a long week.
Leading
Yeah,
up
it was
into
a packed
that,
week,
like,
yeah.
I was very stressed out just going into that episode. Outside of just the prep in the episode, I know you had an extremely stressful week, and I felt really bad that how just kind of everything kind of hit at once, and it was just, that's how D&D works sometimes. Sometimes, you go into a game ready and you're all excited. Sometimes you go into a game and everyone has their own, tense bullshit going on, and that it's hard to not have that bleed into the experience as well.
Plus, everyone's so comfortable around each other. And so it's
Yeah.
like you guys are, I mean, I've known everyone for a while. You guys are really yourselves, on the show, with the exception of Ashley, who hides her true self from me.
Well, this is true. She is from all of us.
But,
Hold in there, buddy.
I know, I'm hanging on.
Yeah, hang on.
Hey, but seriously though, I thought it was great. Could we go a little shorter this week?
Please.
Oh, trust me, I want to. I honestly didn't expect it to go that long. I was just playing it as it went. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was expecting. I never used to Kraken before. and
We planned for a while. I think all of us, because I've talked to like Taliesin and a few people afterwards, and I think we were all anticipating having to travel a bit to get to those lodestones, and then we ended up. All of them were kind of right there in that general vicinity. So I was like super concentrated. All of us were super concentrated on trying to like be fast and be able to travel, which I feel like had we been smart and maybe scouted, then we would have come up with a different plan.
And I don't think we all needed all of us. Like,
No.
so we could have just stayed by the portal while like faster people or
Yeah,
more
like
unencumbered
having
people.
Percy there at the portal just to like do things and kind of shout.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was kind of great there at the end.
yeah.
But we're Vox Machina, so all or nothing.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true.
No man left behind.
And these are the kind of circumstances that you learn from, and going in the future you plan based around the learning experience.
It was fun to see Sam, because he's still so new at the character. It was fun to see him go like, fuck, because I could tell he was going like, I'm not me. I don't have this. I don't have that. Because he was like, that's it. That was my favorite part. Watching him squirm brings me joy.
Yes.
That's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Make sure to send in questions via Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit. If you're on Twitter, use the hashtag AskToxMachina. Do my drinking after the show now. Also, don't forget to send in your gifts and fan art for our weekly contest. If you're on the website Alpha, stick around. We'll be back just a minute, take some questions from the dedicated Alpha chat in our Tox Machina After Dark segment. If you're not, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode. I would like to thank my guests, Jill the Blogsmith, Matthew Kirster, Patricia Glaze, and Trap His Quilting Hand.
His quilting hand.
My name is Crying Game Foster. We'll see you next week, but until then, is Ashley here?
Yeah.
We have a special guest for our After Dark segment. Ashley Johnson just got in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
So go over to Alpha real fast. She's going to pop in and answer a few questions from the chat. Don't forget to love each other, and don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Good night, guys.
I know.
Twink it.
Yay, Twink it. He's shielding his eyes from a black light.
For the record, you ever heard of the sound that grizzly bear makes?
No.
Fucking weird. You think grizzly bear, you hear the sounds they make in movies, and there's like one or two good like audio clips of grizzly bears, and most of them are like, and you're like, what? Really?
Yeah, I gotta drop the bass on that thing.
Yeah, man. That's nature fucking with you. Anyway, sorry, it's your show. Hi.
They had the guy who did Chunk do the. Well, Ashley's here. She's sharing the chair with me.
Yeah, cute couple.
I love it.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Y'all look like you're on a carnival ride for kids.
And she wants her friend to give her
Put
an
your
out right
hands
now
up.
so bad.
Okay.
Yep.
Question for all, but especially Matt.
Oh, God.
So
What has been the best, worst? Sometimes when we touch. She screams no.
Don't do it.
What has been the best, worst, most unusual, most hilarious, or most foul thing shouted just before the stream starts?
no fucking question.
Liam is very good.
Liam is very good at
Sam
this.
is very good.
Everyone else has caught on to it, which is really frustrating. What about you guys' answers?
I usually say like kitty nipples or like skittle farts or chuckle balls. It's an inspiration thing. It has to strike you at the right time.
There's been like weird ones, normally based off of the beasts we're about to fight, like tentacle taint or yeah,
I went with grape nuts one time.
yeah, illithid
Which one was
scrote.
Grape nuts?
Grape nuts, yeah. Grape nuts actually got Mercer pretty good because
But the one that
grape
got
nuts.
you.
Yeah, grape nuts. The one that got me once, it got me because I was like, oh, because I could see it too viscerally in my head was
More than
like dangly wrinkled goblin grundle. And I like my imagination went way too visceral and legitimate in my mind, and I went, oh, welcome to Critical Role. Like I'm sure whatever episode it was.
It's right in front of you.
Yeah, no, you can see like my whole body tense up, so I'm like projecting that image.
Rejecting.
If the stream comes on and Matt does one of these,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a good
they
one.
got him.
Yep.
It was a good one.
Travis,
Yeah.
between Umbrasil,
Umbrasil. Umbrasil.
and the Kraken, and any other I'm forgetting, this is from
Kraken.
Darth Beck. Is Grog going to develop a hatred or worse, a fear of small, enclosed, warm places?
You know, Grog got a fondness for those small and close warm faces.
Actually, you weren't swallowed by Umbrasil. You were swallowed by the Feymeyer crocodile.
That's right. Yeah, on the
The
live show.
Feywild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I got
right.
chomped. I got chomped for sure. No fear. Grog's got no fear because you would have to have like an intelligence to recognize the peril of your surroundings to develop a fear. I usually get swallowed and I'm like, this is nice. You know?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is your DeviantArt is filled with vor art now. Is that what's going on?
Pretty much.
Good, great. Sorry, the internet's ruined me a long time ago.
Yeah, I can tell.
Ozzy Stern wants to know.
Yes.
Good pause.
Matt and the crew. Because you don't know what the hell I'm talking
Ozzy
about.
Stern. Wants
Has
to know.
Has the dragon vodka been drunk after the death of the conclave, and what did it taste like?
Wait, have we opened that yet?
The dragon vodka we did, and that we had the dragon vodka, and then we had the Arkenstone wine.
The wine, right?
Yeah,
The wine
it
was
was
incredible.
it was
Mark
harsh.
wine.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm a vodka fan myself, as far as like drinks go. Like vodka and rum are the two the choice, and that was really, really, really good.
I like vodka too. I'm sorry, dragon.
I know. I'm waiting.
God damn it.
Hey guys.
No, the Dragon Vodka was really cool. For those who didn't know, there was a gift from a critter that sent this amazing bottle of vodka with like gold flakes in it. It had a glass dragon inside the bottle.
Whoa.
That was absurd.
The gold flakes.
So thank you again.
I love that on the back it said that it was artisan infused with premium 24 karat gold flakes. And I was like, back the
Artisan.
fuck out.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was infused with actual artisans.
Yeah.
They actually just like distilled it from their bodies.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
I could get you some of that.
Okay, of course you can, right?
I know a guy. It goes by the name @Gil the Vlogsmith. Little Big G 004 says @Travis. I have a question. We hope this is for you.
Yeah, oh, shit.
What would Grog do with a 20 intelligence for 24 hours?
I have no idea. I don't know.
You have to have fantasized about it.
Nope.
Asleep in your
Now that
hammock.
would take forethought and like planning, and I don't do either of those things in my character. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not sure. It'd depend on my mood that day. He could either be like a very benign, very helpful individual, right? He might try and like, I don't know, build a better rocket ship. I want to visit that moon.
Snifters. Oh, yes, of course. Why don't you?
He becomes all pretentious.
Please.
I am the grand poobah of this and that.
I would probably try to go into Percy's workshop and build something.
Yeah, but then they would find you in Percy's house, though, like several hours later after having 20 intelligence, and you would be like, come to the piano and hear an original composition.
I think just slow zoom on Percival as he starts crying, listening to
Make it happen.
Hey, Ashley.
it. Grogulus
strong
jaws.
You.
That's me.
This question is from Adonis.
Oh.
Do you and Matt ever do one-on-ones to figure out...
All the
Now
time.
be very careful about how you answer.
Actually,
Do you and Matt... Wait, one-on-ones like on The Bachelor? Where they get a one-on-one date?
A one-on-one date.
yeah.
Do you guys ever do that, one-on-one dates, where Pike is... where you guys figure out what Pike is doing whenever she's away?
I would if she wasn't all the time on Blind Spot.
I know.
I know. She's
Yeah.
she's busy being a TV star, and we discuss
wish
it.
we could.
We discuss it when you come back, and
Yeah.
like we'll talk about what you've been up to and how to tie back into the story. But you know, schedules are a pain in the butt.
Yeah. I think when we had our home games, I remember sometimes when I would miss some. We did a couple, or well, we did one.
We
me
did
and-
we did a one-on-one once, then we did one with you and Liam.
That's right. It was just the two
Yes.
of you guys.
Yeah.
And it was
And
like
then-
brutal, right? Yeah.
It was intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had to
Because you
fight a
don't
chimera.
have as many people to go around to think about what you're gonna do. You're just always like, okay, I'll do this, and then we also did one, Sam, Liam, and I.
Yeah.
But that was sort of learning after Pathfinder when we switched over to see.
We hadn't switched
So-
over yet. That was still in Pathfinder. That was towards the end of the pre-stream era.
Okay, yeah. So
Because the rest of the party had fallen beneath him on into the
catching up.
yes,
Crystal Fen
we
Caverns.
were catching up.
Yeah.
So that was basically the only times we've gotten to do. It was more like a 2-on-1 date,
Yeah.
Even more exciting.
and neither of us went home. Yes,
Everybody
even
got a
more
rose.
exciting.
Everybody got a rose.
One more bachelorette.
You got a rose?
Oh shit!
Anyway.
Stay turned. About to get a rose. Do you know where that's from?
That's the best.
I'll tell you later. Ashley,
Yeah.
Johnny Bain 0415 wants to know,
Okay.
how would Pike take the news of the party leaving Grog behind if he had been swallowed and dead in the Kraken?
I don't even want to.
Hand up.
That would have been
powerful
that would have been a bad. That would have been a bad idea.
Yeah. Where's Grog?
Well,
Yeah.
I think she would have pulled a Scanlan.
He died as he
Oh,
lived.
yeah?
Inside a giant fish.
I think Pike would have pulled a
Tight
Scanlan
And been
spaces.
like, peace.
and then just like go live under the sea until she found him.
Under the
And then like save his body till she levels up, keeps his body in a bag of colding until she levels up and gets true resurrection, even if it's like hundreds of years, and then she would have resurrected him.
Oh, that's the sweetest one. Boy, it's so hello.
Oh god!
Mikey Poo. That Kraken is so lucky that they didn't leave me behind. That'd be one dead tuna shell, man.
Oh my God,
So
that would have been
shriveled.
nuts. Because then you would have gone back and you would have either tried to get Grog out and died, or like killed the Kraken and still doomed my people.
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
so if the Kraken gets killed, that your people, the Kraken can't be killed.
The logistics of it is are these krakens that exist in the water elemental plane. One of their waste products is these lodestones. These like concentrated magic, kind of similar to the white stone.
They poop pearls.
Yeah, kind of
pearls,
like
Magic pearls.
magnetic pearls, and they're utilized to both maintain a very tight closure around the rift into the water elemental plane beneath Vesra, and they also maintain the capability of the temple and the reef to keep the city up. If those were, as they wane over time from power, the rift begins to open and the reef begins to sink, and it all begins to kind of like condense inward, which would sink the entire city, which would open the rift and allow the Kraken or other such creatures to begin to then spill out into the prime material plane.
It's semantics.
So it's an
Sounds fine.
No big.
yeah, it's an ecological circle. Like, and they rely on the Kraken, but they must keep it outside of the rift. But they cannot kill it. But they have to be careful of it, and they lose wave runners all the time to it. They only have to go back once every like 4 or 5 years to try it. And to be perfectly honest, if you guys had probably things had gotten really bad and you shouted back into the portal like we need help, they probably would have sent people to come help.
Oh shit! Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Oh,
I mean,
Lord have mercy. Don't tell him that after the fact.
that's so much fun to tell after the fact, though.
Marisha.
Little
Yeah.
bee.
Yes. Brian.
Blue Chibi wants to know.
Blue Chibi?
How does it feel to not be a part of the I Died Club? Do you feel left out and do you want to join?
It's true.
No, it feels wonderful. Feels like privilege.
Yeah, she's
It's nice.
You're the only one.
I am the only one.
We
I
can
have to try
totally
twice as
fix
hard to
that.
kill
Wait,
you
you're
now.
the only one that has.
Hasn't died.
I haven't died.
I think
I promise
we got to
I will
complete the
never
circle,
die.
right? We should just kill her the
Suicide
second.
Oh my
pact?
God, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, no, and there's a reason for that. Because she's my fiance, and I give her special treatment.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We all
That's
know about
exactly
that.
what it is.
Like, don't even say that in jest, because they'll.
They've been shouting that shit
No,
from the
everybody
beginning, and
knows
they know
that's not true.
They
Because
know that's
go
not true.
back and watch the moment she fell in the lava, and you will see
That's true.
Matt trying not to
No,
die.
no, no. We've had conversations about alternate characters if that were to happen. Like, trust me. If I was giving her special treatment, I wouldn't be sleeping on the couch as often.
Yeah. Nobody's invincible.
Don't say that either. They think that too. They think all of these things.
No, you're right. You're right. That doesn't
They
happen.
also like Laura and I are like half the time on the couch, and we never are.
Yeah, Sammy, you're like, no.
Let
Let me
them
try
enjoy
pulling
their
my rug.
narrative,
Have you
it's
heard
fine.
this
We're
new
eating
song?
Taco Bell on the
Yeah.
way home. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically
It's
us
always
too.
Taco Bell.
Always Taco Bell.
It's the
That's what's up.
best.
So I think it's open.
So
Kind
good,
of
man.
food.
So good.
Travis.
Not
Just
food.
love Monday. Yep.
Yeah,
Travis.
so good.
Pale Archer.
Civ art.
You seemed extremely calm for only having 8 hit points at the end. What was going through your mind? Was it, this is a beast? Nope. Was it a, this beast is the strongest thing ever, so I'm okay if it kills me kind of thing?
Is there more to that question?
Because I put my thumb out? That was counting how many times it took me to axe it correctly. That's why I do that. I go, here we go. I get 5 of these before I have to move on to another
Question
question.
threw me. I was like, I'm just a stone cold motherfucker, you know? Nothing shakes me. No.
Stone Cold.
I know. When I got to the door,
You sounded
Percy-
very tough. You sound like the great hype man.
Cold.
Stone
Stone
Cold.
Cold.
When Percy cast Friends, there was a little wrinkle in my visage because I was like, oh, I was ready to go because Daddy got almost single digits in hit points. I'm gonna go
You
get
call
him.
yourself Daddy?
Yeah. Yeah, Daddy gotta
I was
go
just making
get.
sure we're talking about you still.
Yeah,
To be fair, that's his character background.
Yeah.
Daddy
Yeah.
gotta go get Terry. And then I got back, and Mercer's like, you get almost to the portal. And I'm like, just sitting there with his asshole, going like, cool. And Chelsea goes, well, I come and get them. And Matt's like, you can get Terry. And I was like, sure, great.
yeah.
Fucking great. There we go. We're back in here again. And if I didn't manage to puke myself out, that was bruschetta.
Yeah, which is why I tweeted the picture of the saving throw, because it was like you need, if you rolled a 10 or higher, you would have been stuck in there. I rolled a 9. I'm like, no one's gonna fucking believe this.
Yeah.
I have to tweet out rolls because people are like, oh, there's no fucking way, and then I post it like, see, and they go, there's no fucking way. I'm like, all right, whatever.
And plus, it's also once one person's dead, I feel like it's easier to join the dead, like the list of dead people. If you're the first one, you're like, I don't want to be the first. But if Vax is already dead, I'm like, hey, dead homies.
Dead homies.
We've never had to go through like a ritual resurrection process with you. It's just always been a quick revivify, right? We've gotten you in time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
So wait, are we the only ones though that haven't gone through rituals?
Yeah.
He did with the what was that?
No, yeah.
The sword was just
Raven
a...
Edge, yeah.
But wasn't that still a?
We did a very quick ritual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it
So I was
a
still
ritual,
figuring
that's right.
out the rules for the time, because we were kind of, I was learning how to adjust the resurrection process as
Because we did it right then and
That's
there,
right.
outside of
I
the
hadn't had to
cave.
consider Revivify and the process at that point, so I was trying something out.
Right.
Right.
I've since honed it.
No, it's just you. You just have to die.
Thank God.
Last man standing.
Flatliner.
Sup?
Flatliner.
You're the only one that has to take the journey.
It's true.
How do you want to go?
How do I want to go?
Poison,
How do you want to die this?
bludgeoning? How do you want to die this?
How do you do this?
I don't know. Like I said, it's like being eaten by a kraken would have been epic.
Yep.
My biggest thing,
And
like my
permanent.
biggest fear was that I was gonna trip and faceplant in lava, and then that happened. So as long as it's not embarrassing,
Bucket list.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a valid point.
Because
the best
nothing's worse
description.
than dying from something completely unrelated to the circumstances that are actually going on.
Well, it's like, could you
Yeah.
imagine the actual funeral, like we will remember her as a wonderful, lively friend who gave her life. Well, she lost her life.
Yeah.
She was fucking clumsy.
Yeah.
It really sucked.
could
We're
control
sorry.
the weather.
Like,
She can control the weather, but
Fell
those
face first.
slippy embankments gotta be
Always did
careful
that.
of those.
perhaps we should have bought her shoes with better tread.
Boat shoes. Had those boat shoes come
Been there
sooner.
this whole time.
Keyleth died. Keyleth died doing what she loved. A series of errors.
Failing.
Oh
Hey,
my
Ashley.
God. Yeah.
Undercover goth.
Yes.
Does that tell us?
He's not undercover.
He's not undercover, right?
I think it's undercover, and then out there in the open goth, and then he's sort of the
Executive guy.
yeah.
It's
He's
like the goth mafia.
yeah. He's like the guy over there petting the cat. The
Oh, yeah,
studio
yeah, yeah,
executive.
yeah.
There's fucking weirdo transvestite and then executive transvestite.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Eddie Izzard. Correct. It's a correct pronunciation. Ashley, undercover goth. I just watched Force Grey this weekend, where you also played a cleric. Would you ever play a? I'm reading it.
I'm sorry. It's in front of me, so it's hard not to read it.
Would you ever play a different class, or do you love clerics so much? Also, you're very beautiful up close.
Thank you so much.
Never really get this close. We sleep like Dick Van Dyke in the show, and the two different beds. There's one for all you youngsters out there. Anyway, clerics.
We had for Force Grey, we had kind of, I was thinking maybe I was going to play something different, but I think when we had all talked about it, or they were like, oh, just play a cleric because there wasn't one in the group yet.
Yeah, the
can't
folks at
remember.
Wizards were kind of like, hey, she plays cleric really well. We need somebody who knows what they're doing. Can she play a cleric again? Was kind of what it came down to. 'Cause
Yes.
a lot of other players hadn't played the game before.
And I
if
was
they-
actually okay with it because I still sometimes feel very inexperienced in this game. So I think I wanted, since that was going to be something that was going to be recorded, I was like, well, it's something that I kind of already know how to do. And I think with that group, I had the most experience. So I was like, uh-oh.
Yep.
But it was great. But it's. I mean, you can play it even if you don't have experience. So it's awesome. But I would like to play something else. I have been prepping another character
Next campaign.
for our next campaign. Yeah. So I've been thinking about. I have a name. I have some things figured out, and I'm excited. I'm not putting it out there that like you
No,
know.
you can't.
Don't.
None of
Keep
us
it in
know.
wraps.
Don't
Pike
put
is
it
gonna
out there.
be old
No.
and gray and, you know,
Oh yeah.
die in her sleep.
Oh yeah.
Pike
I
the
have
second.
no idea.
Pike
what it
the-
is.
It's Pike the Second. Real original.
Exactly.
But yes, I would like to play another class.
I'll let Undercover Goth know.
Like, I'm gonna play a paladin named Greg.
No, great.
Grog's cousin.
Yep.
Here we go. Last question. Hold on, where'd it go? Ashley, Marisha, Travis, Gil. A wish spell goes awry and the world turns into a super genre RPG. What are your characters' superhero names?
In real life?
Real
Wait, what?
life.
Parsqueef.
The world turns into a super genre RPG.
The Void.
The Void. Gil the Voidsmith.
I'd have to go with Calamity Ray.
Oh, that's good.
Calamity Ray.
That's good. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're doing our own names.
Apply a name.
Oh shit.
Tarvis?
I'll take my Xbox user gamer tag, Meaty
Meaty
Albatross.
It means Willingham.
Yeah. I didn't pick it for any fucking reason other than it was a suggestion and it looked stupid as hell.
Oh, it was a suggestion?
It was a suggestion. At a con or something? wasn't
No,
it?
like a previous username of mine was, they were like, you can't have that name.
Oh, because that one was in a. That one was.
It was a no-no, and so they sent me 3 suggestions. Like
What was
somebody.
your previous name?
So my last name is Willingham, and in a drunken night of stupor, I came up with raped bacon,
Oh wow.
opposite of Willingham.
Willingham.
But it was great because
I did not think he was going to say that.
no, I did. No. So they came up with like Velvet Octopus 83, something else, and then Meaty
Velvet
Albatross. And
Meaty Albatross
I
was
was
the
like, that one. It's so stupid.
Meaty Albatross is a pretty great name in general. Like it's a good band name.
Yeah.
It's good app name.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
On new on iOS, Meaty Albatross.
Yeah, and my superhero character will obviously have to have wings or something and meat.
But very thick wings.
A lot of meat.
Wings of meat.
Giant wings,
Fucking
giant ripped out
Instead
rings.
of feathers,
But I'm like Ichabod Crane.
it's just like bacon.
Ashley, what's
You're
yours?
saying that in the future you want
I
to be
don't
the pig
know.
that flies?
I'm okay with that.
Well, I
That's
mean,
pretty.
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
The Void,
My-
Calamity Ray, Meaty Albatross.
Gosh, I'm not good at thinking of these types of things.
Yes, you are. You just need time, and we've got it, baby. Just kidding. We're out of time. Make a decision. Max is over there like.
I don't know.
Do you have one?
I wasn't asked the question.
Yeah, you were.
I specifically wasn't.
You were not, but what would yours be?
Doesn't matter. I wasn't asked the question. That's all we have for tonight, folks.
Beautiful.
Toss to the next thing. What's after us?
Do it.
9 p.m.
Why is this my question?
You took over the show and decided to toss to end the show. You said that's all the
So
time
now
we
you
have.
have
So tell them what's next.
Do it. Read the
get the letters
prompter.
wrong.
Do it.
What's
Read
next?
it.
It's right
prompter's
there.
down.
It's A.
Prompter's down.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
What? No, but it's but we're
After-
telling them to go back to Twitch. Give me that.
If you go back,
See, guys?
no, it's my
This
show.
is why.
Go back
This is why.
to Twitch, and then at 9 p.m. there'll be AXYB coming up at 9 p.m. on Twitch after the show. Thank you for watching.
I don't know. That was rough.
Good at world
Like
building.
a little kid.
You know what?
You're good at world building.
What are words?
What do I mean in these words?
Just keep growing your hair.
Still better than the first episode of this show.
Oh yeah, well,
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. What should we do? Should we read a bedtime story? Should we stay here? Should we go?
There once was a mouse.
We could
He
go.
died.
Well, guys, guess this is a perfect time to announce AXYB is back. Go over to Twitch and watch them now. We love you. Good night.